you. Ivory, what's up? Gonna donate. Alright, no problem. Oh. Alright, go ahead with any question. I'm good. How have you been? Fine. Cramping, but fine. Ugh, tired though, I'm not gonna lie. I found out that Z the Gemini is envious and silently competing with me. I want to know why. I don't get why she feels the need to, I don't know what exactly she's competing with me. Can you look into this? Yeah. Let's see here. My guy's ancestor will protect my soul. Let me see first. Why is she competing with 3. Better yet, yeah, why is she competing with her? Why? Persepolis 2, 3. Or what is exactly that she's trying to compete against? What is it? Persepolis 2, 3. King of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, maybe relevancy, as well as like who's more confident, who's popping. 7 of Cups, 3 of Wands, like relevancy, so basically attention. So that means that maybe this person views you as somebody that's very outgoing, that has a lot of eyes on them at times, that is able to make a lot of good changes in their life, that has a lot to look forward to, that has options. Because maybe she feels like she's in the background for whatever reason. Tell me about the Hermit. Tell me about the Hermit. 2, 3. And King of Swords. Tell me about King of Swords. 2, 3. 2 of Wands. And it doesn't make any sense because I feel like this person is actually pretty smart and they do have a lot going for them, or at least they may have like a good career path or something like that. What else is she trying to compete with when it comes to breed? What? Persepolis 2, 3. Page of Pentacles. Strength. Ace of Swords. Opportunities or confidence. I don't know. It's almost like, I don't know if you ever seen the Brady Bunch, like at least like the 90s version of it or something. But it's almost like, what was it? It was like Marsha's younger sister, or I don't know if the sister was older, but she was always like, Marsha. But in that, the thing is, the difference is that she may have, that sibling just felt overlooked. But it was just more so like, I can do something good, but this person always gets the attention. That type of thing here. Tell me about Ace of Swords. And I think she wants people to notice her. Tell me about Ace of Swords, 2, 3. Temperance. Because it's like your balance. It's like you don't have to be doing anything and people notice you. I don't know if my energy triggers her or what. Let's see here. What is Spirit? So what is triggering all of this? What's triggering all of this? Persepolis 2, 3. Queen of Swords, 10 of Wands, 5 of Cups, 6 of Wands, Ace of Pentacles, 9 of Cups. I think what it is like the difference between you and her. Queen of Swords, like you can see here, like this is somebody that could be hard on people at times, as well as it looks like this person's like demanding. Maybe it stems from disappointment, or like whatever she says or does, like maybe people don't like it, versus like you have good attention on you. You have opportunities to look forward to and people are happy for you, I guess. I heard that she may have talked to her boyfriend about her competing with me and he may get fed up with it. Perhaps. I think like what triggers it is just like, I don't know, it's probably like projection. I do notice she is demanding to her boyfriend. But I think it's a simple thing of projection. Like, what was it? So last night, I watched, it's on Netflix. It's called An American Crime. Basically, in the movie, there's these 2 sisters, and they go to stay with this other family for some time while their parents get money, get more of a stable place to live. And one of the sisters is just outed by the mother of the family that she's staying with, and basically they abuse and torture her until she dies. And I guess the motives were like projecting her insecurities. Like, she's a single woman, her daughters ain't shit, or whatever else, and just jealousy and just seeing this other girl that's like going to be everything that she wishes that she and her daughters were. I don't know why, but that's kind of like coming to mind. It's like, I don't know, it's just like maybe things in her life aren't going the best, or whatever comes out of her mouth isn't always good, and then she just sees you. I think it's just a simple case, honestly, of like projection, and maybe wanting to be in the spot that you're in. Maybe this person doesn't feel well. But like I said, like she's actually like, I see that she's pretty smart and has stuff going for her. I feel like people like that, they need a change in perspective when it comes to their life and how they view themselves. you know? But that's basically what I get. Like, you get attention, you are relevant, things are good when it comes to you, you talk and things happen, you know, doors open. But yeah, I worry that her competitiveness will grow. I need you to cut her out. I think you need to just go ahead and do it, honestly. Because it's like, you're an adult. You don't need people like that. The only time you should be competing with somebody is if you're playing a sport. And therefore, it's like that. And even with that, you be careful. Eh, it's weird if you ask me. The weirdness. Whew. But yeah. I can see why her boyfriend would get upset or like upset at that. Because it's just like, don't you see you're already good the way you are? Why do you need to compete? Eh. Girl, why this always happens to me? I can't have no friends. Well, that's what I was kind of thinking to myself today. Like, for example, like when it comes to my relationships, for whatever reason, I have to deal with other people connected to the other person, or maybe people on my side that are fucking jealous. I think what it is, honestly, is that when you're truly like a good-hearted person, when you're a good person, and not to say like, okay, we haven't made mistakes and we haven't done anything wrong, but it's just more so like, I guess like when you're like a really positive person, um that just happens. I'll say this much, like my mom tells me till this day, she was like, you're looking for logic where there is none, and evil just exists. Things just are. Some people just are. For example, what was it? Because I had a dream of this one guy who basically was a part of something that was like really traumatizing. Basically, this particular person was a part of the reason why one of my exes from a long time ago ghosted me. Like, he influenced it. And apparently, from what I learned, he's done that type of thing before. Um, I guess he's just that type of person. So you will have people that are just hurtful individuals, people that are, I don't know, people that just have something wrong. You have to remember, some of us are undiagnosed. I'm undiagnosed, but I don't do that shit. So I think what it is just something deeper operating within a person. I'm not gonna sit here and be religious and say demonic. Like, I hate doing that. Like, no. But sometimes people are just evil. Sometimes people haven't learned to take accountability. Other times it's just the whole thing of like, well, it happened to me, so I mean, you'll get over it. There's a bunch of shit. To be honest, I think people like you and me and a small amount of others I know, we had a different light. Yeah, dang. Do you really feel she had deep rooted animosity? No. I think honestly, what it is, it's just her. If she does have any deep rooted animosity, it really is for herself. But people like that are so quick to, I'd say, like, fucking put it on to somebody else as if it's their fault because they can't figure it out themselves or they don't want to acknowledge what it's all about. That type of thing. It's like this. I know for a fact when I'm creating a lie in my head, I could try and believe it and go off of it, but at the end of the day, I know, like, hey, that's a lie. I'll admit it to myself. Some people can't admit that shit. Um, but I think the whole thing with her, somebody like her, I think what needs to happen is a change in their perspective. That the feeling that I kind of get, it's like there's days where like the sun is just shining a certain way and the sky is blue and it's just like, I don't know, you have good smells all around and you just have that feeling like of joy or something like that. I feel like maybe that's something that she lacks, and maybe this person's gloomy or they view life as gloomy. They don't have those good days, or they forgot what those good days feel like. They forgot to aim for that. I think it's something like that, I feel. So honestly, stuff like that, I wouldn't ever say like it's you or them. I will say this much. If you have done anything to anybody, voila. But at the same time, I mean, hey. But that's just one thing that you're just gonna have to kind of remember. I ain't gonna lie, she real cool, but I remember she complimented me on my makeup and she said she doesn't wear any makeup and then all of a sudden, so let me, she recommended that I do a video on makeup tutorials. Hmm. I mean, hey, if you want, maybe you should. And then when her birthday came around, she randomly mentioned wanting her makeup done for her birthday, and I'm like, well, something that I noticed. Well, not notice. Here's what I think about that. Oh my God, you do your makeup so well. I usually don't wear makeup, but I think you should make a YouTube tutorial on it. Can you do my makeup for my birthday? I think the comment about her not wearing any makeup could have been left out, but hey, I thought she doesn't wear any, but again, it's her birthday. But then I thought it was off or something was off about it. Honestly, she could have left out the whole thing about not wearing any makeup. But then again, some people just spill too much. Like me, for example, I don't wear makeup every day. The only time I do is if just like special occasions, like funerals or a banquet or something like that. I don't know, but hey. But I get what you mean. Honestly, I feel like if she wanted that to be a full compliment, she could have like left out the I don't wear makeup part. But then again, some people they just naturally spill. But hey. But I know what you mean. It's something like, oh, that looks so good on you. Wow, I don't even do any of that, but that's cool. Yeah, okay, now I see what you mean. All right. But did you feel like it was like a backhanded compliment or something? Yeah, Georgina, do you mind pulling a card for how her boyfriend feels about it? I can't believe she told him. Hey, let me get sure I could pull a card. Spirit, so how does her boyfriend feel about it? How does her boyfriend feel about it? One card, two, three. The sun. Five of Cups is at the bottom. He may feel a little. I see here. He may feel a little disappointed, but the sun card, it may illuminate some things about it or about how she feels, but the Five of Cups is at the bottom. Here's what that makes me feel like. He may love her or like her for who she is, and she's going ahead and do this. Like, here's another thing that comes to mind. I have so many examples. There's this show on Netflix called Cabinet of Curiosities, and one of the episodes is of this girl. It's set in the 80s. There's this bank teller whose other coworkers, mind you, they're all female. Um, Her other coworkers, like they're these I won't say high class women, but you could tell like for that time they dress better and they're always cliquish and whatever else. And she wants to be a part of that, or she wants to be quote unquote normal. And there's this cream, and either way, she makes this transformation or whatever else. But the thing is, her husband was just like basically saying like, I love you for who you are. You don't have to be like them, like stuff like that, basically wanting her to stop doing whatever it is that she was doing to like try and be like those other women. I think it's like that. So the way he was staring at me when he see me the next time we hung out, it was off. Like he knew something. I'm pretty sure he probably wishes like she would stop and like start appreciating herself more. So maybe she has some self-esteem issues. It could be that. But this is why I don't even, honestly, this is why I don't, how would I say this? I don't willingly like stop searching for friendships, but I'm not necessarily too eager to make them. And when I do, it's just more so like, At least I know that said individual wouldn't have anything against me. That type of thing. Because he probably felt awkward. Like, oh, I'm gonna compete with her, I'm gonna do this. I hate these people, type of females that keep coming into my life. She's sort of talking to me. Ah. Because I'm over it to myself for the most part. Well, here's one thing I want you to consider. Not blaming you, but I feel like sometimes the reason why this stuff continuously happens is we have to learn how to cut these people off. It's a way to tell the universe like, hey, I'm not gonna accept this. Cut them off at the knee. Just do that. But thank you, Dragon. I appreciate this. You're welcome. I may have to because I'm old. Because I can't. I'm over it. I would say go ahead and do so. I think that might be your lesson and may help you get out of that cycle of always just like facing people that are always just like this. It's just the whole thing to learn. Like, hey, cut them off. But how's life? Life's pretty good. Uh, yeah. Basically, that I just do the same thing over and over again. I lounge all day, do readings, whatever else. I moved, so well, should I say we moved. So I'm happy about that finally, like having our own space. But alright, doing pretty well. I think I'm gonna go back into my other work because I usually code, but hey, facts. Because girl, you've read on multiple people about me is the same read. Yeah, I think what it is like I'm not gonna say that you haven't learned your lesson, but it's just more so like sometimes when the exact same thing happens again, it's because it's just like we haven't learned to do a certain thing that stops it. Like for example, I always like not always, but a lot of times I would always come across shitty men at times. And so my lesson was more so of like when that behavior begins, like to cut it off right then and there, to do that. And as I began to do that more and more and more, excuse me, it began to lessen and I started getting somewhat better options that were like better than the last. And well, yeah. But I think it's a whole thing of, and I would hate to, I'm not gonna ever encourage you to be like a mean girl or be like one of those girls that's just like, oh, I'm not nice. Like, no, like, don't ever be a bitch just because. Like, that's just fucking immature. Like, I could never stand girls that did that. Like, put that in their profile saying, like, not nice. Like, okay, well, that earns you a one-way ticket again, knock the fuck out. Anyways, but I'll just say that, like, I'm not gonna tell you to be standoffish, but it's just more so like be more discerning and learn how to read people. Because that's one thing I was always told was like, learn how to read people. That type of thing here. Learn how to be more of a people person. Learn who to be around and who not to be around. Because I'm not going to say that you're like too trusting, but it's just one of those things that like, yeah, this is something that happens a lot more times than we think. And oftentimes we just think that we're the only ones. But no, like people run into bad shit all the times. All the time. And not because they did anything wrong, but it just is that type of thing that occurs. It's life. We have to go along with it, but we don't have to accept it. So I would say from now on, when you face people like this, when they start doing stuff or start acting weird, just cut it off. Even if it seems like uncomfortable or awkward, just do so. No, no, I'm not. I'm not. I truly feel like people, like you, me, and others, just have a different aura to us that we carry, and we can't be around the masses if that makes sense. Oh no, it makes perfect sense. It's funny you say we can't be around the masses because I like being around large crowds of people. That's just me. I don't know why, but I do. I think it's just like the type of thing I'm like, ah, oh, this place is lively. It's so energetic. That's just me. I've always been like that. But no, I get you. No, it happens. It does. And I think what it is too is like you have a certain light and you attract just about everything. Butterflies, caterpillars, ladybugs, moths, ants, mosquitoes, and you just gotta learn which ones to zap. Yeah, I don't want to be paranoid, and I've cut so many people off. She's like one of the few that's left. Ah, understandable, but it's like this. You don't need people like that around you that are just gonna compete with you out of nowhere. But I would say if you don't really want to face the awkwardness of like having this person around, you can always distance yourself. You can always do that. Speaking of which, yeah, just the Capricorn chick even makes my skin crawl. Yeah, you have people out there that are kind of crazy. That doesn't make any sense. But well, no, no. That happens a hell of a lot more. Like what was on TikTok? I heard like this story of like this husband's what was it? This woman could like was just jealous of her partner's ex-wife. Short, make a long story short, um, she was a mistress. She had an affair, and she was involved in an affair. The wife found out and just peacefully cut things off with her ex because she had already been done with his ass. Um, and she's been kind and cordial and everything else, and has been the best co-parent. And now the mistress is just like, I'm jealous of her because she basically is living a good life, whereas like her now partner's parents doesn't even accept her, shit like that. My friend told me I'm intuitive. I do feel things off about people, but I need to be more centered to people out. Feel people out better when it comes to initial meetings. Yeah, because like I said, like I was beginning to say before, like when it comes to the Capricorn, it's just the whole thing of like I think she thought that like, oh, once I get and that's the other thing too. Like you even have like a lot of women that will go after not only people in relationships but married men because they feel like, okay, those men are actually pretty good because look at them, they're taken. So why don't I just take him because that means he'll be good to me? Like no, it don't work like that. It don't. And just because you see somebody in a relationship doesn't necessarily mean that they're a good person. It just means that they're in a relationship or whatnot. You don't know what's going on between them. Go mess around and make somebody else's problem your problem. And that's exactly what that woman did, didn't she? But no, that happens. They're like, okay, well, I'll give the exact same treatment. No, you won't. The relationship that somebody had with another person is something that you will never have with that individual. And even if you do, it'll be slightly different. Whether it's more or less, but it was crazy. Because she didn't even know me like that. She just watched me from afar. That is creepy. She just got attached. I would say this much. I've watched town celebrities, but I never went out of my way to do anything. Not even just that. She was trying to get to me through him. Did she have some sort of childhood vendetta against you? I don't know. I've done some pretty crazy shit in my life, but I never did that. I feel like that's somebody who has actual problems. Or you told me that, and she's still trying to compete from what? Yeah, but no, that's somebody that's got some actual problems. I mean, a lot of us got issues. I mean, hey, whatever. But No, that's somebody that got an actual issue, an actual problem. That's not normal. But that does happen. Yeah, well, no, I really don't know her like that for real. And she just decided. But you know what? People like that, I mean, I've heard of certain stuff. Like, for example, my partner's family, some of them, what was it, people that he used to date, just casually dating, not like in a relationship, but apparently, what was it? And these people told me, as if they were doing something right, how they would go up to people he was hanging with in the mall and talk about, oh, you're not good enough. Oh, are you sure about this, that, and the third and the fourth? So, and to me, they're like, oh, well, we thought we did something because our intuition told us they were bad. Like, no, that's just fucking bullshit. Like, y'all were just being idiots. No, like, so with that being said, pe- people got some real issues. That's what I'm gonna say. I remember you said her insecurities is a problem, but why me specifically? I don't know. Honestly, that there's something that you're doing better than that she failed at probably. Like, for example, I was, what was it, one of my last semesters at the college that I used to go to. um I don't know, I just, but I never did anything to her, I never harmed her, I kept my distance. But she was just one of the nerds. But the thing is, of course, like, she would get praised for her work in class, as to me, like, I had to retake the class because I failed it the first time, and I just saw how the teacher was treating him. But at the same time, that particular professor was known for being a complete asshole to people, like, for no apparent reason. He was just like that. Um, honestly, so again, like I said, a lot of people, some people are just problematic. Some people are undiagnosed. Some people are just evil. Again, there's no rhyme or reason. Some people just are. And that's something we're going to have to live with, at least, like, knowing and accepting that fact. Now, do we have to tolerate that sort of behavior? No. But uh, I couldn't tell you the slightest as to why. She, honestly, that's just somebody, again, somebody that just has some real issues. Because, I mean, it's like this. It is normal to be insecure. It is normal to have low self esteem at times. It's normal to be jealous. It's normal to be envious. But what's not normal and what's crossing boundaries is when you let those feelings take over, and next thing you know, you're doing all this crazy ass shit. Like, no. Stuff like that I would consider juvenile, like high school bullshit. But as an adult, no. And even if this was like high school stuff, like we all were in high school, like I still would not accept it. I would not be accepting that. No. Like I said, some people, again, I'll say this until I'm blue in the face. Some people are just that way. Some people, again, they got some real fucking issues. Something's not clicking up there. There's a screw or two missing. Because you can admire somebody from afar or whatnot, but to go out of your way and just, that's a new level of a nerve. I mean, the only way I would justify this sort of behavior is if, like, you actually did know this person and you did something really horrible to them a long time ago, and then they just decide to, like, take out their revenge. But otherwise than that, that didn't happen. So, and that's what it. That's why when it came to my ex, I felt like she liked him, but also was trying to knock me down a peg. Oh, so somebody that was trying to humble you. I see. Yep, and I was worried about those types of people. Some people, they'll be thinking that, like, oh, she thinks she better. Oh, she thinks she can do this. And the entire damn time, you over here panicking, like, oh my God, does this look good? I hope I'm not going out in public looking like a mess. I hope this work is right. I hope I get a good grade and whatnot. Oh, she thinks she this, she thinks she that. And even if you did think, like, okay, like, yeah, I'm hot shit, like, look at me. I always get straight A's. Even if you did think like that, no problem. Mm. But the thing is, I don't know her. That's why I meant. That's why I said sometimes you just, some people are just fucking idiotic. They said she had some hidden vendetta towards me. Well, it's not unheard of to just pick and choose a person and just go after them. Mind you, some people they are no, they're fucking idiots. Now, here's what I will say that's a logical reason as to why that happens. Sometimes, how would I say this? Not that I'm intuitively sensing it, but I feel like there's times where maybe you can look like a particular person that may have really traumatized somebody else and they just take it out on you. For example, right? So my husband's military, and one of his higher ups who's no longer around, like I don't think this person got out of the military. I think they just went on orders or something like that. But one of his higher ups kept continuously putting him under, like, throwing him underneath the bus every chance that he got. Mind you, my husband, he's never really did anything. Well, he's never really started any shit. I'll say that much. He did tell me he has gotten in some fights, but it was well justified. But I mean, he's older and he got out of that, but still. Um, the thing is, he's always been hardworking, and this person is, I don't know, this person just tried it every chance that they got, and we can figure out why. So I went to my mentor slash my regular reader, and I asked her, like, what's the deal? And basically, what came out is that I guess my husband had deeply reminded this dude of somebody that was like a childhood bully, maybe somebody that was in his family, and that's why he kept doing it or whatnot. So, with that being said, sometimes that shit happens. It may not make any sense, but sometimes that shit happens because sometimes we are reminded of somebody that really did us wrong. So, for whatever reason, we just pile on. I think the proper, however, I will say this much. I think the proper response to seeing somebody that reminds you, like, that really does remind you of somebody that really did you wrong or that traumatized you or whatever else, the proper response to that other person, even though they didn't do anything, is to keep your distance because it triggers a memory. It triggers, like, certain feelings, per se, right? So, you know, basically like that, or when somebody has like certain mannerisms, they may remind us of a certain person. Doesn't necessarily mean that they're them or they're gonna hurt us like that other person did. It's just something that happens, and we got to learn how to work through that. However, it is not their job to adjust themselves to our liking. It is our job to properly adjust ourselves to that sort of change. So, I mean, that's a logical reason. As to why, other reason I can see her doing this is that I don't know, like, for example, you know how some men, should I say, or well, they act like little boys. The reason why they don't even like fucking, I don't know, can't treat women right is because something happened to them in third grade. It's like that. But I mean, hey. But I think when it comes to the Capricorn girl, honestly, just stay away. Because that sounds like somebody that would honestly like hurt you just to hurt you. And I mean physically. If you want to donate again and see that girl's problem with me, because it sounds like it runs deep. True, it's not my problem to make you feel secure within yourself. Go heal. Exactly. Like, I'm sorry that you went through whatever the fuck you went through, but like, at the end of the day, like, I'm not gonna feel sorry for you and start doing whatever else all because you can't handle your fucking self. That's not my job. And the last thing I want to tell somebody is to go lay down and die, because if you tell somebody to go off themselves today, then you go to jail. Even though some people definitely deserve to be told that, but like, hey, but. Oh. But all I'm gonna say is, I would stay careful and keep to myself. Because jealousy can really kill a person, the other person or whatnot. And then, like, for what? What did you accomplish besides putting yourself in jail? Mm. But anyway, I think I'm gonna go because I gotta pack up. Maybe I should come back. But let's see, I think if I have any time, I think I'll be on tomorrow, but maybe tomorrow, like, evening around 6. I was supposed to, but I had to do some shit today. Oh, there it is. Over there. We had a nice little powwow. We did. I think I'll be on tomorrow. Okay, it was nice talking to you. I appreciate you totally. But I'll be on tomorrow. So anyways, good night.